Hello and welcome to Prime Business with me, Emma Davis. Some oil marketing companies have started reducing prices of petroleum products at the pumps today. The reduction comes after the Institute of Energy Security yesterday predicted that prices may see a downward review in the second pricing window. The following report has more.
Marketing firm Petrosol is selling a litre of petrol at 12 cedis 45 pesos from its earlier price of 12 cedis 99 pesos. Diesel is also going for 13 cedis 40 pesos from the initial price of 13 cedis 69 pesos. Oil marketing company Total Energies is also selling a litre of petrol at 12 cedis 99 pesos from the old price of 13 cedis 60 pesos. Diesel, on the other hand, is selling at 13 cedis 50 pesos from the old price of 13 cedis 95 pesos. Some of the oil marketing companies have told Joy Business the reduction is due to the cedi's stability and drop in prices of crude oil on the international market.
President Akufo-Addo has charged financial institutions to increase credit facility to the agriculture sector. Speaking at the presidential breakfast meeting on agriculture and agribusiness, he expressed concern about the poor credit culture to small businesses, especially those in the agri sector. According to him, the average of 3% financial support to agribusinesses is woefully inadequate and must be increased. Financing is vital for the growth of the agriculture sector in Ghana, mainly for working capital such as acquiring inputs, hiring labor, as well as for fixed capital acquisitions such as machinery. The absence of financing limits the average acreage of cultivated farmlands and thereby impedes agricultural growth with consequences for the economy as a whole. President Akufo-Addo, in an engagement with players in the financial sector, tasked financial institutions to increase agricultural financing to grow the country's GDP.
But together, we have to make an effort to break out of the structures of our economy that we've inherited up till today. Because if we don't, we'll be still continuing to scrabble around at levels of growth that are really not a reflection of the potential of our people and of ourselves. The relative apportionment, 34-35% credit goes to the service sector, 11% to manufacturing, 3% to agriculture. These figures don't make sense for an economy that wants to grow, that the real sectors of the economy, the sectors that have the capacity for dynamic growth, not just of the economy, but also in the creation of jobs, are the ones that receive the most amount of money from you.
Meanwhile, Deputy Minister for Finance, Abna Osei-Asare, outlined some initiatives the Ministry of Finance is undertaking to ensure increased support to agribusinesses.
The growth strategy which government is currently financing is targeting to improve access to long-term financing for capital investment by private sector. We use the private sector to leverage on the strength of the financial ecosystem built around the Development Bank Ghana, GERSEL, Ghana Exim Bank, Venture Capital, and the Ghana Commodity Exchange. We have worked with our international partners and the Bank of Ghana to set up the Development Bank Ghana to increase availability of wholesale long-term funding. This is to enable our banks to offer long-term retail loans without creating maturity mismatches. And that is very, very important. And that is the reason why our bankers are talking about patient financing.
Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Echampon, stated that the Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2 will make Ghana food secure and resilient by 2028.
The Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2 is a clear strategic objective, has a clear strategic objective and interventions for agriculture that will deliver food security and resilience within 5 years. We can boldly say and boast that in 5 years, we shall be food secure and resilient. Indeed, some of the annoying and embarrassing narratives, like importing onions and tomatoes from our Sahelian neighbors, will be reversed sooner than the prescribed 5 years.
Wife of the Vice President Samira Bawumia is urging more collaboration between the Energy Commission and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to leverage the usage of renewable energy sources to improve agriculture. According to her, the time has come for the country to move away from the traditional way of producing food. She was speaking at the grand finale of the Renewable Energy Challenge by the Energy Commission. Here's more.
This edition of the Energy Commission Senior High School's Renewable Energy Challenge is one of the flagship programs of the Commission to provide education and awareness on renewable energy resources and technologies to students. Speaking as the guest of honor at the program themed Mechanized Small-Scale Agriculture using renewable energy technologies, Mrs. Bawumia stressed the need for the use of renewables in farming practices.
It will be an excellent opportunity to bridge the gap between the ideas presented here and the real-world application for the benefit of our farmers and the nation. We must seize the opportunity to use renewable energy technologies to transform the way we cultivate, harvest, and process our agricultural products, making these processes more sustainable, efficient, and eco-friendly.
Deputy Minister for Energy Andrew Ejapamesa praised the Energy Commission for its efforts in ensuring the promotion of renewable energy in the country.
With agriculture being a key component of our nation's economy, the need to maximize efficiencies in this important sector cannot be overemphasized. It is trite that one of the challenges faced in the agricultural sector, which has often affected productivity, is the reliance on manual farming processes and methods. The focus on innovations that will address this challenge is therefore timely and very much welcomed.
Executive Secretary of the Energy Commission, Oscar Amonu-Neiza, hinted on an ongoing process to commercialize the innovations of various winners of the challenge.
Now, ensuring the long-term sustainability of the challenge necessitates the continued development and commercialization of the students' projects. With this in mind, the Commission has established a Memorandum of Understanding with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. This partnership offers an opportunity for students, teachers, and schools to reap financial benefits from their projects. This collaboration between the Commission and CSIR underscores our commitment to nurturing innovation and propelling these remarkable projects towards real-world implementation.
Sugakope Senior High School emerged winners, followed by Yas and Tua Girls High School out of the 6 finalist schools.
The national president of the Borderless Alliance Ghana, Zaid Hamwi, has urged African countries to employ proper conflict resolution processes to deal with cross-border trade disputes. He has been speaking at the launch of Borderless 2023, a conference designed to discuss the strengthening of agric value chains in West Africa.
Borderless Alliance's annual regional conference, Borderless 2023, will see stakeholders in the agriculture and supply chain sector converge to deliberate on the ease of trade in West Africa. This year's conference, which will focus on agricultural value chain and seek to promote regional integration as well as reduce trade barriers, will be hosted by the Ghana Shippers Authority. Speaking at the launch of the 2-day event scheduled to take place in Tema, Zaid Hamui, national president of Borderless Alliance Ghana, called for the adoption of a proper dispute settlement system to address intra-regional trade conflicts.
One of the main concerns within ECOWAS was the lack of a dispute resolution body that allows complaints to move through between parties that have challenges in moving their goods or their people across the region and incur losses because of that. Instead, these used to be settled as a gentleman's agreement between various states. Of course, there's the ECOWAS court, you will notice something very common, not just across ECOWAS, but across Africa. African countries don't like to take each other to court. It's a common, well, we can call it a common trait. I don't want to call it a common symptom.
He further called for the development of a robust agric value chain to avert future food crisis.
It is actually a firm belief that the only way to protect itself and become more resilient is by building its regional supply chains. And to build regional supply chains, you need to focus on three things. The first one is to produce more, whether agriculture or non-agriculture products. The second is to identify markets across Africa in this case. And then the third one is logistics-based, which is to move the goods from where they are to where they are consumed. And these have to happen concurrently.
The head of freight and logistics at the Ghana Shippers Authority, Fred Asiedu-Date, lamented over many checkpoints on the roads.
If you're bringing, say, yams from the north, and these yams are supposed to, get to the port and meet with a vessel that is going, onto a global market. I mean, some buyer somewhere, and there is a checkpoint and there are delays. And you know that these yams are also perishable. So it causes great dislocation. And so to a large extent, we're looking at what happens at these checkpoints. How many checkpoints do we have in the first place? We have gone beyond even identifying the checkpoints and what happens there.
The theme for the event will be strengthening regional agricultural value chains to compete in a global market.
Export Promotion Authority, GEPA, is rallying Ghanaian businesses to take full advantage of the economic partnership agreement between Ghana and the European Union to export goods to the EU market. According to Deputy CEO of GEPA, Samuel Dentu, the EU market offers limitless opportunities for Ghanaian businesses to expand and go global. He was speaking at the launch or at a press soiree to launch the Ghana GEPA Export School.
I mean, if you look at our export statistics, EU is about, one of the top three regions that we send our exports to. So we have taken advantage, but we still can take more advantage. The opportunities are enormous, and we have the products, we have the knowledge. We need to keep at it and ensure that we sell more into the EU market because, as you know, the EU is a cluster of countries, and everybody or everyone in the EU market have heard about one product or the other from Ghana. However, like Nicholas mentioned, there are requirements, there are standards, and these things need to be learned. And that is what Ghana Export Promotion has been doing over the years and will continue to do so that we can assess the market. For us to be able to play within the international market as far as our food and other things are concerned, we just need to conform. And you can't conform if you do not understand or if you do not know. And that is why GEPA has gone into this partnership with the EU Compete Ghana project that is implementing the economic partnership agreement. Ghana Export Promotion Authority has been the main pivot around exports. Of course, there are multinationals who operate from here and send them into their market, but we also acknowledge the fact that Ghanaians need to play within the sector, and if you want to play within the sector profitably, you need to learn about it. So that's what we keep doing, and we encourage many of the SMEs, the businesses who want to play within the export space, to come to Ghana Export Promotion Authority, register for the school and learn about the EU market.
Team leader for the EU-funded Compete Ghana Export School, Nicholas Gibera, told Joy News, while businesses have taken advantage of the economic partnership agreement to export to the UK, there is still a bigger untapped market share that must be taken advantage of.
Agreement is a two-way agreement between Ghana and the EU, and it's to the advantage of both entities. Now, it's all about decreasing the trade barriers and increasing the level of trade between the EU and Ghana. Now, it has been signed in December 2016. It's an imbalanced trade because it has offered Ghana to open up to the market of the EU quota-free, duty-free. All duties have been removed for products, 99% of the products since December 2016. I mean, when we look at the nature of the trade between EU and Ghana, what comes out from the EU to Ghana is mostly machinery, high technological machinery that I mean basically will be constituting the inputs in the production of Ghanaian industry. So there's no real competition. We have made an impact assessment and a risk assessment, and we found out that on many of those sectors that we have identified where there could be a potential threat to the local industry, that there's no real threat. That is number one. Number two, the Ghanaians, yes, since 2016 there has been a doubling of export, yes, but there is still a lot of potential to be done. Why? Because the consumers in the EU, they are sophisticated, they have the purchasing power to buy products, but they're also very highly conscious of the fact that we need organic products, we need ethically produced products, and should we have that, and we need many of those exotic products that are not available in the EU. So Ghana has them. Ghana has the capacity also to start processing a lot of those products. There's a lot of potential which lies there. The opportunity has to be taken by Ghanaian companies. So the essential challenge for them is to understand the requirements and the standardization, certification, all these documentations that are needed to export properly to the EU.
The Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Dr. Ishmael Aka, has charged managers of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, to improve its customer service engagements as a means of meeting the needs of customers, particularly during power outages. Dr. Ishmael Aka, who was speaking to Joy News in Techiman after a meeting with NEDCO, says the move forms part of the Commission's quest towards enhancing the relationship between utility companies and consumers. Anna Sabit has more.
Speaking exclusively to Joy News on the sidelines of a meeting held between national and regional leadership of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission and the Techiman area of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, Executive Secretary of the PURC, Dr. Ishmael Aka, said the move forms part of the Commission's quest towards enhancing education and engagement amongst utility companies and consumers.
This year, PURC is focusing on three main things: education, engagement, and enforcement. As part of the education and engagement, we are going around meeting utilities. First of all, to look at what they are doing within their catchment area, and also to listen to some of the achievements and the challenges they are facing, and also look at areas we can collaborate to serve the customers better. So today we came to NEDCO Techiman area. So it is more of a collaborative work. It's a friendly visit to engage them and to see how best people in Techiman and in this area can get electricity, reliable and affordable electricity.
Dr. Ishmael Aka, however, admonished NEDCO to work towards improving its customer engagements, particularly during power outages, to enable them meet the needs of their customers.
For us, three things. One is that they should constantly communicate with customers. They should engage them. So there are instances, for some reasons, the light may go off. People should know early so that they can plan. There are certain customers who may have some backlog in terms of bills. I mean, if you have a payment plan, let them know, engage them before they even come and see you. So I think that is a very important one. Another area we want them to focus on is to also have some satellite offices, especially some towns outside Techiman, so that customers do not walk a long distance to get to some of their offices to report their issues and others.
Teachman Area Manager for NEDCO, John Tyree, on his part lauded the move by the PURC and was quick to raise concerns on difficulties NEDCO go through in reaching some of its distribution areas, particularly during revenue mobilization.
We have made them aware of some of our challenges. Operation-wise, we are not doing badly at all. But naturally, there are some hitches that are beyond our, our control. We mentioned some communities where at this time of the year it is difficult to reach. So even when there are faults or complaints from those areas, you naturally cannot just go there. We mentioned places like Kejeji, where it is 56 kilometers away from our service center in Kwame. And revenue mobilization, even to go there at this time to mobilize revenue, is a problem.
In relation to the recent hike in electricity tariffs, Mr. John Tyree urged consumers to be conscious of the situation and work towards minimizing their energy consumption.
What is in your house is what consumes the power. So if you can afford the cost of such equipment or gadgets that are consuming electricity, then it is just fair that you should be able to pay. So that is why we are preaching that consumers should be conscious of the cost of electricity. Money have uses. So if you are not using it for electricity, you use it for something else. If you conserve power, it is good for your life. You have, spare money for discretionary spending.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Teachman.
That's how we part company on Prime News Business with me, Emma Davis.